Alright students, so today I'm going to be covering a couple of things. Unfortunately we couldn't meet on Monday, but I'm going to try to cover as much as possible in this video, and then I would like your feedback and your questions through discussion. So now the first thing that we need to do is we need to understand that what we did last week and just displaying the data on the web page is not that hard, but making sure the layout is proper and it's something that what we want. So let's take an example of CNN.com and how this appears and how this all that content appears and how this footer appears. There must be something else more than just typing a couple of words in a body tag. Now, and this is what we're going to be discussing, and let's log into the web portfolio. And what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be uploading the files to this panel, to cPanel, using our file manager, and we'll discuss that in a few minutes. And I'm going to be able, what I want to be accomplished today is when I type mhassanportfolio.com, my file should appear right here. Okay, so I'm going to start with a new file, HTML5. We have already discussed how this appears, right? We have talked about all these elements, and we know now that if anything that comes here, untitled document, instead of that we're going to say week 2. Anything in the head tag will not be shown except this week 2, and anything that we want to be shown has to be in a body tag. So we're going to save it. I'm saving it here. I'm overwriting this file. Now, every web page consists of few HTML5 standard tags. The first tag is the header tag. So if you look at this page right here, everything that is appearing here is a header. There's a nav bar here that has been attached to the header. We don't have to, but if you want, we can. So the two things that we have here is the header and a nav bar. The third is the content area, that is a section, and the fourth area is the footer, that's in this black color. So let's go back and write this down here. Nav, and simply called nav, it's simply called section. So just to make our life a little easy, at this time there is nothing to these header. This is my header, this is the nav, this is section, and this is footer. So at this time there is nothing to it. There is no properties attached to it. If we look at it, look at this page online, or in a browser, and I'm going to show you how to upload to the browser, you will see that they will appear without any color, without any width and height, because there's a major element that is missing, that is called CSS. CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheet. CSS gives the style to your web pages, to what you want to see on a web pages. It is the crucial part of your web page, so you have to understand how it is attached and how it is made. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating a CSS. So I'm going to do File, New, click on CSS here, and then hit Create. Now when we do that, I'm going to delete this part. and I'm going to save this file, and I'm going to make sure that I create a new folder called CSS within my root folder. Okay, and then I'm going to name this CSS file called my_styles.css. Now I'm going to save this file. Now there are multiple ways to tell the browser, to tell the CSS that which element you're gonna be affecting through the styles that we're gonna be writing here. Okay, now when the browser opens this file up, it needs to know how to decorate each element. So there are multiple ways. We're gonna learn one way in this class, and that is by using the header, using the tag name. So header, nav, section, footer, body, or whatever we want to, whatever header, whatever tag we wanted to design or give a style to, we're going to use that header, that tag's name, and write the design code for it. So now the first header first tag we're going to affect is the header, and what we want, and then how we write it is by just saying header. We write the word header, put a curly bracket, and then we write the properties here, and we'll discuss this CSS a little bit more in depth when we meet in class. But here you need to know that there are a few properties that you need to learn by heart next week. So that the first is a background color, and we're going to keep repeating it. You write down background dash color, and then you put a colon, then you put a pound sign, and then you choose the color number. So I'm going to say 999, whatever the color comes up to. Then I'm going to write down width. So I want here I'm telling the style sheet that the header element, the header tag that I have needs to be 100%. That means from left to the right. Height needs to be about 150 pixels. Now the first one was a percent. That is, if that means that it is going to take the width of the browser as much as wide it is, it's going to take that width, and height is going to be 150 pixels. Then I'm going to save it, and then I am going to test this page and see if it works. So now, if you look at it, I wrote something, but that did not work. So now, what could be the problem? The first problem that I see is, yes, I wrote it right, but these two files are not connected. So basically, we are saying I'm in New York City, and there's another person in New Jersey, and I want to talk to that person, but there is no way of communication. There is no bridge, there is no telephone line, there is no phone line. So we need to create that bridge. We need to create that way of communication. So now the way that we do it we go in the header tag, and we introduce an other tag called link. So link, what kind of relation that this link has is style sheet. And where is this file? And then you write down, so let's say right now I created this. If you look at the folder that I have here, this is my root folder, right? This is my root folder, and this is my file. So the CSS folder is right there next to within my root folder. So what I have to do is I have to say CSS slash, so this is the folder name, slash the name of my style sheet. So that is my_styles.css, and then you close the tag. Now these tags like meta tag and link tag, they are self-closing tag. They don't need to be closed, right? So we don't need to close this. So now let's test this one. Okay, now let's look at it. Well, we got our header. Beautiful, right? This is how you give some properties. So now let's go back in our style sheet. Now give width and height and other kind of styles that we want to give, and we'll talk more in detail how these styles works. But let's talk about the nav. We're just going to type nav, go here, put a curly bracket, and I'm going to copy this, paste it. But I don't want this same color, so I want to change the color. How do I do it? Pound, and let's pick a color. This color, I want it 100% from left to right, but I don't want it that huge, so I just wanted 35 pixels. Save it. Let's test it. Voila, it works. Beautiful. Now let's talk about the section. Now the third part is the section. I want the section here. Make sure you type it correctly. If you don't type it correctly, it won't affect your tag in your HTML page. Again, I'm going to copy and paste the same properties. I'm just going to change the color of my section. Make sure the semicolons are not missing. I want it 100%, and this time I want the height to be, let's say, about 500 pixels. Let's test this one. Voila, it works fine. Then last one is the footer. Okay, I'm gonna go in my footer, same thing, pasted it. This time I'm going to change the color again, and I am going to keep it change the color, and I'm going to have the width. I'm going to have the width 100%, and height I am going to put 400 pixels, and I'm going to save it. And then I'm gonna test it. Voila, it looks beautiful. So my header, my nav bar, my section, and my footer. Okay, so this is exactly how we write a layout of a web page, and this is the style sheet that is affecting the layout of this little code that we have written. Okay, now you will be able to find this code here, but let's make it simple, because our main objective was that whenever I go on this link, I need to see my files, right? So how do I do that? Let's go in our file manager. We want to make sure we are in web root public underscore HTML, hit go. Okay, now here, if this file is under this public underscore HTML, I just need to type this and this file will appear. I have created this earlier to show you guys, but I want to see this file there. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be uploading another file called index.html. I want to overwrite this file, and then also what I want to do is I have to upload this my styles, and I have to make sure it is under this CSS folder. If it is not under the CSS folder, it will not appear, it will not work for you. So what do I need to do is I need to create a folder by using the new folder button that's called CSS. So you're just going to say CSS and hit create new folder. I'm not going to do that because I already have a CSS folder, but what you need to do is you need to hit CSS, hit create new folder. Once you do that, you will have the CSS folder. You're going to double click this and then upload that file that you created, CSS file, my styles. It will ask you to overwrite it. You will say yes, and this time when I go to M Hassan portfolio, this is what you're gonna see. This is my header. This is my file is not uploaded properly, so let's upload it again. Let's try it again. Let's refresh this. There you go. Now we have it. Okay, this is how my web page is supposed to look like, and this is how it's looking, and this is under my main domain name. And you have seen how I uploaded these files. Also, you have access to these files by going to this link, and if you look at it, mydevroyportfolio.com is the domain name, and when I add mhassanfac, that is the subdomain name of mydevroyportfolio.com. So when you go to this is what you see. You right click on it, go to page source. You'll be able to see what I have designed, and you can copy it, use it for your learning purpose. Second, you have access to the CSS file that I have created by writing my domain name /css/my_styles.css. So you can copy paste this stuff in your files and test it out and practice it, and you will have to create 3 files next week. And the next thing that I'm gonna be showing you is how to link a couple of files together. So I have this one file called index file. The next thing I'm going to create is using the same method. I'm going to create a file called about us.html, and now I'm going to link them together. In my nav bar, I'm going to say about, I'm going to say home, about us. So you're going to create another file for about us. I quickly created it, and I hope you guys didn't get the way that I did it, so that you have to rewrite everything that you did. So you're going to be creating 2 files for now, about us and index.html. I'm going to write same thing here, home, about us, save it. Now here I'm going to go in, and there's a new tag called A, that's for the link, href for the path that it's supposed to have. So this home is index.html, and you see how I wrote this tag right next to home, and then I'm going to close this tag after home. So you see angle bracket open, ahref equal index.html, close of angle bracket, and then I wrote home, and then I open the angle bracket /a and angle bracket. This is how you write a link. So now this is a link for me. Now let's test it. Let's upload this file and go back to this and upload the file here. And I'm going to go to mhassan. So you see this is the home. If I click on it, I will go to this page. So now let's create another link for here for about us, and I'm going to say angle bracket ahref equal quotation mark, and the next page, what is the name of it? About us.html, quotation mark close, angle bracket close, and after this about us, I'm going to put an angle bracket and close this tag, save it, and go back to my control panel and upload that file again. Let's test it. Voila, I have this file. Now if I click on home, that was indexed, so this is what is appearing. When I click on about us, it's not showing up. Why not? Because I have not uploaded this file yet. So in order for me to have that file up there, what do I have to do is I have to go to my folder here, upload, choose a file. Which file? About us.html, hit open. Voila, it's uploaded. Okay, very good. Now you see, when I was here, I was able to click on About Us to go here, but I cannot go back now. Why? Because I don't have links on my aboutus.html. So what do I need to do is I need to create my links here. So angle bracket a href equal index.html, angle bracket close, angle bracket open, / a href index.html, and oh no, sorry, that will be about us.html, right? Save it, and now I have to re-upload that file. Okay, now look, I'm at about us.html. I'm going to refresh it. Voila, I have this. Now in order for me to just make sure that I'm looking at the right place, what I want to do is I want to say this is my header, this is header of about us, and I'm going to go here and this is going to say this is header of index. How do I upload it? Go back here, upload this file, upload index file, and you can see where you're uploading it. And I want to upload it all to public.html _html, and if you are uploading the other one to CSS file, this must say /CSS. So now I go here, refresh it. You see, this is header for about us, this is home about us, home, this is the header of index.index. So this is how simple it is. This is not much harder. We will start getting into harder stuff in a couple of weeks, but you need to get complete hands-on on this, how it appears and how you have to work with CSS and HTML. Email me with any questions, text me with any questions. All of you have my phone number, all of you have my email address. Hope to see you guys in discussions, and let's start working and let's start making sure that we are doing a good job creating beautiful pages. Good luck, guys.